In 2022, there are two major challenges that are facing digital health software companies. The first is a global shortage of top developer talent. This is not just a problem here in the United States, it's a problem across the world. There is a shortage of qualified developers who can join and work on digital health development. The second major challenge that digital health development software companies face is compliance. On the compliance front, we're talking about things like HIPAA, GDPR, and more. The challenge is that there are often hidden compliance risks. As an example, if you're a European digital health company, you might think you don't need to worry about HIPAA. The problem is you actually do need to worry about HIPAA if any of the patient data that you're controlling is that of American citizens. Another example is GDPR. If you're an American digital health company, you might think, oh, I don't need to worry about GDPR. However, GDPR applies to American companies and can pose just the same existential risk in terms of the fines. If a company is seen to be non-compliant, that can affect their funding, that can affect the public perception, that can drive away users. That's why at Virtual, when we develop software for our customers, we start with compliance at the heart of any development project, and we embed digital health compliance experts into the teams to make sure that everything that's developed is compliant and documented that compliance to protect yourself. Digital health companies are looking to externalize the development of their software because in the United States, there is a massive shortage of developers. There's up to 400,000 unfilled development positions in the United States. This means that even if you're working in an exciting space like digital health, you are going to struggle to find all the developers you need, and you're going to struggle to keep the developers. With salaries rising at an exponential rate, even the most loyal developers can be tempted to jump ship and move on somewhere else where their salary would go up maybe 20%. So the developer shortage is encouraging the externalization of digital health development. The problem is that not all external partners are used to digital health development. Many external software development companies develop software for everyone. They develop software from health all the way through to gaming. Now, of course, they focus on the security of their development, but there are different rules in digital health and different risks from non-compliance than there are in other spaces. That's why there's been a growth of digital health-first software development agencies like Virtual. These agencies are able to recruit the best and brightest globally to develop the most innovative digital health software solutions. So what does compliant digital health development look like? First, data governance is critical. Every project needs to have a clear data governance strategy and rules before even the first single line of code is written. Then those rules need to be followed. Again, document and follow. You need to have a flexible and secure architecture. Perhaps something like a microservices architecture. Microservices play a major role here because they can split up potential big problems into bite-sized, digestible bits, reducing the risk that if one part has a problem, the whole thing comes crashing down. For non-technical people, we like to describe microservices like modern ships that have watertight compartments below the waterline. If they hit a rock, one of the compartments is breached, but not all of them, so the ship can keep sailing. Microservices work in the same way. Because it's a series of small, little, essentially APIs, it enables a software to have one of them go down, but the rest of the software keeps working. This means that you have less problems with entire applications going down, and it also limits the risk that the entire application could be hacked. Finally, you need to have a strategy for what kind of patient data you'll be using, whether you're using anonymized data, whether you're using data that has some personal health identifiers. Depending upon the type of data you're using, you need to have different HIPAA strategies in place to protect that data. At Virtual, we find that a follow-the-sun approach really helps us to develop digital health applications faster and cleaner and in a more compliant way. Follow the sun means that we have teams around the world. When one team finishes, they hand off the code to the next team, and so forth and so on. So we get 3 days of work in one 24-hour period. But more importantly, follow the sun means that you have to have a clean code and an organization in place that enables your code to remain clean. You can't hand off messy code at 6 p.m. when you go home. You have to hand off fully organized, clean code to the next team to work on, and vice versa when they finish and hand on to the following team. Compliant digital health software development is what we do. Whether it's staff augmentation or developing an entire software from A to Z, get in touch today to see how we can help your digital health solution grow.